Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reading an article I did on May 28th, 2011, so quite a while ago. This is from my website, Scared Sheetless. So Scared Sheetless, ncn.blogspot.com. I'll put a link in the description. And today we're going to be talking about my first paranormal experience. Okay, so let's get to it. The story takes place in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, and I am going to redact the road because this property has since become private property, so I do not feel comfortable giving the road that's located on, and, just in case some hooligans or something go and try to mess with it or whatever. I'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, I first heard about the Cathouse from my cousin, who was a frequent visitor of the not-so-famous ghost destination back when the paranormal didn't fascinate me as much as it does now. The Cathouse is a rundown home that has been abandoned for more than 35 years, so I've been told. Back then, I was told that two women lived there, a mother and a daughter, and they mysteriously disappeared, allegedly. Not really. In reality, the older lady is or was in a nursing home, I'm assuming that by now she's probably deceased. And I have not heard of the supposed daughter's whereabouts. One thing is for sure, though, is that the older lady had a lot of cats. Some would estimate well over 100. Now, I'm a cat lover myself, mostly because I'm allergic to dog hair, but that's just ridiculous. I'd hate to see the cat food litter bill, even for it being that long ago. But fast forward years later, and the house is abandoned. I got an email roughly a year ago from a reader telling me she was actually inside the house, and that it was a disaster. Papers, gross smells, and even a mummified cat was found in this home. But after my experience, I strongly believe that there is something more there. I've never been inside the house myself. Of course, this was at the time I wrote the article. I have been in there, and I'll get to that in another video. But inside glance would show that the house is run down and vandalized. Most of the windows are smashed. The front door looks to be kicked in. There was no car out front, but that's been recently removed. Did I believe it was haunted when I first saw it? No. I just saw it was an abandoned home and the kids breaking in have given it that haunted, scary look. One night when I was about 16 or 17, me and my cousin went to hell. You can find more about Bethlehem's version of hell on my website, and I will do a video on it eventually. And after we went to hell, we went to the Cathouse. This was an experience that I soon not forget, and it probably will take to my grave. We drove up beside the house, my cousin looking for a digital camera, and me just looking at the house. The house itself had this glow to it, not a ghostly glow, but as if the house was alive. My mind started to play tricks on me, or did it? I started to hear a cat's meow as if it was right next to me. I looked and there was nothing there but the cracked pavement on this old back road in Bethlehem, New Hampshire. My cousin found the camera, but no batteries. As we were looking for batteries, I remember that I looked into the glove compartment, and something made me look out of my cousin's window as the house is on the left side of the road. Standing in the doorway was an old lady. She had a dress on, looked early 20th century to me, and I couldn't really make out the face. The thing that got me, though, was her eyes, or where her eyes were supposed to be. They were bright blue. If someone took her eyes out and replaced them with, I say blue rubies, but I believe that is wrong. Wrong jewelry, because I believe rubies are red. But anyway, this was back in 2011, so it was both fascinating and frightening all at the same time. The only problem was she was still there. Even after a bit of me staring at her, she was still there, like she didn't care that the living saw her, this would be if she was indeed a ghost. After snapping a few pictures, we left, but what I saw has been on my mind for quite some time after that. I have had more experience thanks to my time with NEPI, which is Northeastern Paranormal Investigations, as well as other times as well. And I hope it never stops, but if I ever make a book on the paranormal, the first person I'm thinking of, the first ghost I'm ever thinking of, is the Cathouse spirit in Bethlehem, New Hampshire. All right, so that was a quick article. Only 5 minutes of reading. To this day, I still remember it, 12 years later, or actually it'd probably be more than that, because that was 2011, so by the time I wrote that, I would have been, 21, 22. I would have been 23 when I wrote that article. I'm now 34. I still remember it vividly, as you do with any other first-time experiences you've ever had in your life. I don't know if, right now, as I've said in previous videos, I kind of consider myself a half-assed skeptic. I used to be a hardcore believer, but now it's like I want to believe, but I think there's an explanation for everything, and I've always had kind of ever since I was a kid, like an overactive imagination. So maybe it was the fact that I really wanted to see something, and imagination took over reality. I don't know. But who knows? Stranger things have happened, and I've had a lot of strange experiences with my time with my former paranormal investigation team. They have since gone their separate ways and stuff like that. So haven't really had a paranormal experience in a long time. The Cathouse is something else. Last I heard, so I've heard various things over the years. Some people have said it's been torn down, and then just recently, I was talking to a guy who lives on the road, and I asked him, I was like, hey, have you ever heard of the Cathouse? And he's like, yeah, that abandoned house, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, right, that one. And he said, oh, it's some guy bought it. He's trying to renovate it. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. That's got to be a lot of friggin' money. And, which it is. That place is, as you can see, I should have a picture of it up there right now. It's just... it's got to be a lot of work, especially considering I've been inside of it, which I do not condone because now, like I said, this gentleman told me it's private property, and plus someone owns it now, so it's that was actually the only urban exploration I've ever done, and it was interesting. I'll keep it at that. I am going to do a video on the going inside of it, and try to find the pictures I've took of that. But other than that, it was a first for me, so I'll always remember it. So yep, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching this. I completely appreciate it. I do have a link to the Scared Sheetless website, or Blogspot, I should say. If you have any suggestions or anything like that for videos you'd like for me to do, just leave a comment below. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. All right, folks, take care and keep it scary.